Welcome back to Page to Picture, the podcast where books come to life on screen and in conversation. I am your host, Kim.
And I am your host, Tiff. And today we are strapping in for chaos, betrayal, and way too much desert heat because we are talking all things the Scorch Trials.
Yay. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this. From cranks to creepy tunnels, and from Thomas's questionable choices to Littlefinger. Yes, that Littlefinger. Let me change it to my pinky. Showing up, we are breaking it all down.
Yes, book versus movie, what worked, what didn't, and why this installment had us screaming, "Are you kidding me?" When I tell you I was screaming. You can even ask him. Let's run through the Scorch together, but before we do, this episode will contain book and movie spoilers, so be prepared. Otherwise, let's get into it. Kim, how art thou?
Thou is thouing.
I knew you were gonna say that. Oh my gosh.
I'm doing good. I'm doing a lot better. I had my doctor's appointment the other day. So we're working towards the main goal here. But I'm doing good. I'm weaning off the medication like pain medication. So that's good for me.
Mhm.
And I had to do a complete 180 on my diet, which has been good. I mean, it's good, but I've been telling you, I am having sweets withdrawal.
She literally called me the other night and was like, I really want something sweet. And she goes, I even looked up to see if I can eat a small bite-sized Snickers. And I was like, Kim, what in the hell? She's calling me like a crackhead trying to get clean. And I said, honey.
I went to Trader Joe's. I checked they have all these pumpkin desserts, chocolate desserts. I flipped those things around to check and I cannot have any one of them.
I told her to eat some fruit, nature's candy.
No. What is it like?
Mom
fruit
said,
in an ice
Mom,
bowl?
I don't think you were there when I was telling Mom about it, but she called and I was telling her and she goes, she needs to have nature's fruit. And I was like, so why are you saying that?
No. I'm every day I talk about it, even to Jose. I'm like, I need some cacao.
Cacao with raspberries? I'm still not caught up.
So we went to the store today. I had to get my medicine and he walked over to the chocolate aisle and he came back and he's like, nothing. I was like, not even just dark chocolate. And he goes, that has more saturated fat than milk chocolate. I said, what?
Yeah.
The world
It is a hoax that dark chocolate is good for you. But dark chocolate, other than it being delicious, it's beneficial for women when they are experiencing cramps and they're on their period because I believe it. I don't know if it has anything to do with saturated fats, but I do know that it does help ease the pain.
It's wild. Nothing I can have. I smell the chocolates. I watch the Great Britain Bake Off.
Started watching that with my friend. I'm only on Netflix. They only have couple seasons, and I'm on the second one that's showing from the list down. So.
Yeah, I binge it. I watch it all the time, and I stare at these desserts, and I think these are delicious. Cake week, biscuit week, biscuits. I'm like, these biscuits look good.
Yeah,
and I'm over here eating my pita bread and hummus. So I never really realized how dependent I am on sweets.
Yeah.
And even Jose was like, that is your one thing that you constantly want is sweets. And I said, I know I can't handle it.
Said I'm a fiend.
I'm fighting it. I fight it every day. I walk by our candy bowl. I fight it every day. Every day.
It's a struggle. That is a struggle.
Ezra said, pack me milk duds. I said, oh.
You said, why?
Those are my favorite.
I know they are. You love them forever.
So that's where I'm at right now. I'm hoping after the surgery, I can start having just a little nibble, maybe once a month, one bite. I just need one.
Yeah. No, you can't.
Just need one.
You're not allowed.
Can I chew it and then just spit it out?
No. That's even worse. She's like, can I just lick it?
Oh my God.
Just lick a whole
That is my truest struggle right now is sweets.
Oh my god.
I can wean off like, I don't have to have chips, I don't have to have soda, but, like, Ezra's eating, like, ice cream sandwiches, and I'm like, "That looks
You're
delicious."
like, "Where's
Like,
mine?"
when you were over and you had an ice cream sandwich, I was like, "I hate you."
I'm sorry,
You're like, "You
and I'll
offered
do it
it."
again.
I know. But besides that, how are you doing?
I am doing fine. I have been, keeping up with the politics. I've just been hanging out.
Good.
Mhm.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
Okay, then. Well, let's get into it.
All right, let's start with the book facts here.
Hmm.
So, what the title is obviously The Scorch Trials. The author is James Dashner. James, hi, how are you?
James
Release
Dashner.
day, yes, release date is September 18th,
That's today.
2010. I know. Isn't that like
Whoa, 15 years
anniversary?
ago.
Look at us. The genre is YA dystopian sci-fi thriller, and the tropes are found families, survival trials, memory loss, betrayal, post-apocalyptic desert setting.
Hmm?
So, here is the blurb. The Gladers may have escaped the maze, but their trials are far from over. Thrust into a burned, blistering wasteland known as the Scorch, Thomas and his friends face relentless heat, deadly lightning storms, and creatures known as cranks. Humans driven mad by the flare, guided by cryptic instructions from Wicked, the group must trek across the ruined landscape to reach a safe haven within a brutal time limit. But as new alliances form and old ones crack under pressure, Thomas begins to question everything: Wicked's motives, his own memories, and even the trust of his closest friends. Survival was just the beginning.
Ooh,
Ooh,
girl. Do we say the same thing?
we did.
Okay.
And Magwin,
Okay.
we're
Um,
twins.
okay, so let's get into books. Into the book, I have a lot of questions I want to ask you. So, how did the mood of Scorch Trials compare to the Maze Runner? Did it feel darker, more chaotic, confusing? Like, for me, the Scorch Trials did feel darker, more chaotic, right? So,
Hmm.
Maze Runner, the danger is contained inside the maze. You're in the glade, it's like here. It's structured and it's like puzzle like. But in the Scorch Trials, like the world is more open, truly is open, and everything's unpredictable. You've got like the cranks, the storms, friendship betrayals, like you're not safe at all.
Hmm.
So, how do you feel between the Scorch Trials and the actual maze?
I think it's more chaotic, but in a very like clean way, if that
It's
makes
like
sense.
controlled chaos.
Well, okay, so in my head, the controlled chaos was more the maze when they were in the
Mhm,
maze and
mhm.
in the glade and they were trying to get out. I think this is more of like a it's chaotic, but I'm not lost, if
Yeah,
that makes
you
sense. It's a
follow.
bigger world, but I feel like I'm still following the
Yeah,
story.
because 'cause they're set to one destination,
Yeah,
right?
and I didn't find it confusing. It is a
Yeah.
little bit darker because you have more now with, like, the cranks and, like, you're understanding more about Wicked and
Mhm.
but, yeah, I feel like it's not confusing
Yeah, I
at
don't think
all.
setting. So we're obviously leaving the glades and the maze, and now we're entering the Scorch, which is literally the desert.
Mhm.
How did the desert wasteland and storm add to the story's tension? Like, could you picture it vividly? Was it too vague? Was it just a background to you? Did you feel like it was a character like the maze was? Because I feel like the maze
Yeah.
was a character. So do you feel like the the Scorch was a character, or was that more like a backdrop for
No, I
you?
think the setting itself was like a character like the maze was because when they're, like, walking through it and trying to get to the safe haven, they
Mhm.
have to like, they have, like, the weather elements they have to also care about on top of the cranks and on top of all the crazy stuff that's going on just within the group, and,
Hmm.
like, I feel like the setting is a character because in the beginning, they're, like, trying to deal with just the storm itself and just the fact that it's like, everything is just demolished.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like I like the setting. I think the setting is interesting too because it's so different from the maze because the glade is very, like, nature looking, like, very
Mhm.
green and alive, and then the maze is very, like, cold and stony, and then you have the desert, which is very desert-like brown and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
it's I don't know, I like it. I'm a
You
fan.
yeah, I like that it's not the same because in a lot of YA dystopia, the setting or the location is the same, right? I mean, could you agree? Yeah, you got a couple of different, but it's not I feel like the setting isn't a character. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Like, what's that movie? Divergent?
Yes,
The setting is very the same.
the setting is the setting.
Yeah.
The
The
setting is
Hunger
simply
Games is
location.
excluded because every book is a different,
True,
what do they
that's
call
completely
it?
different.
The whole
The
but the capital is the same,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that holds true.
Yeah, but definitely Divergent, Uglies,
Yeah, that
things like
one's like
that.
a weird
The
metal
setting is the
vibe.
setting. It's
Yeah.
a place. But for here, I do also believe that the Scorch Trials is a character. Like you said, you have the elements of like the heat, the storms. The lightning storms are like was wild to
Yeah, that
me.
was crazy.
Exhaustion, they have lack of water, it mentally and physically wears the characters down. And then the Scorch, unlike the Maze, survival. It's more survival than cleverness, right? So in the Maze, it was very like puzzle like, and you had to like really use your brain and think. The Scorch is more just like, no, we need to survive and get to like the safe haven. Like we need to
Very
just
fight or
go.
flight mode.
Yes, and if you can handle it, you can handle it. If you can't, then that's why you're dead.
Yeah, then
I
that's
mean,
why natural selection.
true. Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
So we've got the setting, we've got the story. Let's introduce our newest characters, okay? So in the book, we're introduced to a lot of new characters, two in
Mhm.
particular that I want to talk about. Jorge and Brenda. Thoughts on the characters, book characters? Did they add depth? Was it like why are we adding to our characters? Like what's your thought on that? Mhm.
Character that you kind of are missing, like, he, like, knows stuff I don't know how to explain it.
They're
I explained it
very
when we watched the movie, I was explaining that he's very much like a character from Dying Light 2.
mhm.
His name is
Mhm.
Hakon. He's, like, for himself, but he's also like, "I'll help you because I'm a good person."
Mhm.
Brenda, don't know why she's involved.
Look,
I don't love the love triangle. I'm not a love triangle
we will get
girly.
into that in later on for sure because there's a lot to be said with Brenda. Um, book character Jorge and Brenda, they do add depth to the book,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Because we read Maze Runner, you have your core, you've lost other people. So if, yeah, of course you're going to be introduced. You're out into this world, and there are people who are not picked up by Wicked that need to survive,
Yeah.
right? And that's what Jorge and Brenda is. And unlike the Gladers, unlike the people who are chosen by Wicked, they're just normal people trying to survive the flare in
Mhm.
the Scorch. They're trying not to get infected. They're trying to just to live. They've they just want to survive. It's truly like Walking Dead. They're just trying to
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah.
And I like that they're not from Wicked because they brought in and they have a perspective of like how desperate, messy, like, human survival can get beyond wicked control, right? It's like, you guys are being controlled by Wicked. You're in these experiments, but we live it. Like, we are out here and this is where we live. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
And I like that. I do enjoy Jorge. Brenda, book and movie, I do not enjoy.
Yeah.
And we will definitely get into it because girl,
Girl, that's why it's
girl.
Littlefinger and not her. Okay, I
Yeah.
was gonna use Jorge, but I couldn't find a good picture of him
It's
from, the Scorch Trials. I only found pictures of him as the guy from Breaking Bad, and I didn't want to use any of those pictures.
You're like, "No, that's not
I
gonna work."
said, "Listen, I love the character, but he Jorge was a hear me out, but in Breaking Bad, it wasn't a hear me out."
I completely agree. I completely agree.
It's just the vibes, you
If you
know?
know, you know.
I loved him when he went down that zip line.
Yeah. You're like, "Where's the picture from that?" When he's like, "Let's go."
Yeah, literally, and I'm like, "Hello?" Whatever.
Okay, so without spoiling movie talk, we'll
Okay.
strictly talk about the book ending. So, let me remind you how the book ended, okay?
Yes.
And so if you have not read the book, spoiler, here's the ending. They make it to the safe haven, which turns out to be nothing more than a stick with a flag.
Mhm.
While they discuss what to do now, another storm builds up and bull monsters appear from the gliders to fight. Only 3 people die during the fight, 2 girls from Group A and a boy from Group B. The bird comes back and picks up the gliders. A guard on it gets angry for them taking Jorge and Brenda with them, forcing Thomas to choose who to kill. Wicked, controlling his mind, forces him to choose Brenda. However, he manages to keep both. They're
Mhm.
fed up and bathed and all fall asleep. Thomas has one more dream where Teresa speaks to him telepathically, saying things are about to get worse. He wakes up in a padded white room. Teresa is telepathically speaking to him, saying the flare was rooted too deeply in him and they took him away. Thomas tells Teresa to go away, and Teresa tells him Wicked is good and stops all telepathy connection for good. So different than the movie, and we will
Yeah.
talk about it. But what are your thoughts on that ending? Is it a satisfying setup or is it too many unanswered questions? If you are okay, so for me, I put for a book, it's a great cliffhanger. And it makes you want to pick up the other book to see what happens to Thomas and everyone else. However, if you watch the movie, you might have a different answer. I think if you watch the film first, then read the book, the ending is like, what the fuck is this? Like, what kind of ending is this? And that's because there's no action right at the very end. There's no meaning of loss. I mean, yes, people die, but it's not like the movie at all. It's a very like, holy crap, like how did Thomas end up in this padded white room? What is going on with Teresa? You know what I mean? It's a lot of unanswered questions, but what are your thoughts on the book ending?
Like the fact that there's unanswered questions because that's what makes a good cliffhanger, is
Mhm.
because that's what really gets you to, like, want to read more. So
Yeah.
I like that they kind of like he kept it very simple in the sense of like a mystery because it's like we know what happens up until a certain point and then we're like what the fuck? And then
Yeah.
like that's the best way to
James
end a
Dashner,
cliffhanger.
and we said it in Maze Runner, but in this book too, he does such a good job of just you keep flipping the pages
Yeah.
and you're just like, I don't know where is a good place to
When can I
stop.
stop? And you can't.
You stop at the end.
Yeah, you stop when you finish the 3rd book.
It's yeah.
And then
And
you
then
just
there's
keep going
still
because
like
there's
a
more.
prequel. I
Yeah.
know.
But I think the ending to the book is satisfying in the sense of I want more.
As a reader.
And yeah, and even in the movie too, I still had that same satisfaction. So maybe just it could just be
In its
me.
own. Each
Yeah.
other, there
It's
it's
very
good.
same word, same vibe. Oh, what is it? It's the same phrase but written in a different font. That's
I
what it
like
is.
that.
Satisfaction, but just 2 separately. Is because like the
Yeah.
book has a completely because I okay, listen, the more times they say Wicked is good, the more times I'm like, no, the hell it's not. And for that to be in the ending of Teresa just being like, Wicked is good, I'm
Yeah.
like, bitch, I know it's not. Let me read that 3rd book and and Dashner will tell us why it's they're not, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm like ready. And then in the at the movie too, I won't talk too much about it because we'll bring it up later. But then the movie, the way it ended was still, I still had that like,
Oh, you
yes,
were
we're
like
about to find out why
yeah.
Wicked is not good. You know what I mean? Like, it
It
just
still had the
same vibe.
same vibe. I
Mhm.
totally get it. And that's like a hats off to Dashner and then also the
The
director of the
director,
film. Like, you have
Westfall,
2 totally different endings, but they still satisfy
they
the
still
need
read the same.
of a reader and a watcher. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, because I watched the movie first before I finished the actual book,
Yes.
and then when I finished the book, I was like, "Yeah,
You're like,
this is
"Okay, this is
this
like a
is
whole other
still this
part."
is still good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did
Oh,
great.
let's get into the movie then.
Oh my god, please, because I have
I have a lot to say.
little finger.
Facts about the movie, the title is Maze Runner: The Scorch Trials. Director is Wes Ball once again. Release
Mhm.
date was September 18th,
New 15,
2015.
10 years ago.
September
Exactly.
18th.
Exactly. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, we're recording this on September 18th. It's
But
a
the fact
very
that it was
memorable.
literally 5 years after the release date of the book,
Yeah.
they were like, "We're just gonna keep
You
it
know they
going."
set that up. You know they set that up.
It's
And the
so
fact
good.
and the fact that we didn't set that up for this one,
The universe is
the
that
universe
wicked
is
is
speaking.
good.
Dashner, I don't know. This is the universe saying that we
We were meant to
belong.
be. We were meant
Yeah,
to do
we
this one.
belong together as interview and interviewee. So I didn't.
Because
Yeah,
we're not little tidbit, we do not plan our episodes so far advanced. We plan them, but we don't do the research until like week of. So
yeah.
there's no way Tiff and I knew this.
We didn't know.
Are you kidding
We
me?
did not know.
Okay, so the genre is YA dystopian sci-fi
Hmm.
action thriller.
Yep.
You've got your returning cast: Dylan O'Brien as Thomas, Kaya Scodelario as Teresa, Thomas Brody Sangster as Newt, Ki Hong Lee as Minho, and we are now introduced to some newer characters. You have Rosa Salazar as Brenda, uh, Giancarlo Esposito as Jorge, Aiden Gillen, yep, that is Littlefinger, folks, as Jansen, and returning, who you thought was dead, Patricia Clarkson as
Hmm.
Ava Page.
Which we found out she wasn't dead at the
Y-
end of Maze Runner, and I
Shocked.
said, "Honey, why are you wiping off that blood? You should be dead." But whatever. I digress. We talked about it already.
Box office, this movie grossed around 312 million worldwide.
That's absolutely insane.
I know, it's so good. Okay, so let's talk about the new characters for the
Okay.
movie. So, new characters this time around, you have Giancarlo Esposito as Jorge, Jacob Laughlin as Aries, and Aiden Gillen as Jansen, and Rosa Salazar as Brenda. Thoughts on these new characters?
Let's start. Well, I'm just gonna go down the list.
Okay.
Loved Jorge.
Yes.
What how do you say his name? Giancarlo?
Giancarlo.
Yeah. I love his acting. When I saw him in Breaking Bad, I was like, this is the greatest actor I've ever seen in so long. Like, it's just
Yeah.
amazing. So, and then I started seeing him in more things, and I just love every role he plays. Okay, if you guys are not gamers, there's a game, and I brought this up to Kim, and I will continue to say it because there's no denying this. In Dying Light 2, there is a character named Hakon who helps the main character who you play, and he is so much Jorge coded. It's ridiculous. They act the same, they talk the same,
Hmm.
they go on zip lines, and like they save the main character. Like, it's undeniable, and I love it even more. So I love the character, and I think they
You're
chose
like,
an
protect
amazing
him at all
actor.
costs. At all
Literally,
cost.
he needs to be protected at all costs because in Dying Light 2, you have a choice to either kill Hakon or save him, and I saved him. Okay, so if I'm gonna save the bad guy Hakon, I'm going to save Jorge, the possibly good guy, because you never know. Because I feel
Yeah,
like
he's got his own
the
personal
plot twists are
agendas.
crazy. Yeah. Um, and then we have Eris, who is Jacob Laughlin. And honestly, Eris, the I like the character. He played a really good Eris because Eris is kind of awkwardly
Yeah,
shy.
but the book Eris is it's so different.
He's not like that.
No, it's
Yeah.
so different and it's wild. They made Eris really a side character.
They
He's
did. He had
almost
not a lot of screen time.
he was the connection to get okay, so in the book, Wicked literally puts them out in the scorch and
Yes,
says,
they
"Go to safe
send them
haven."
out as the second trial.
In the movie is the connection between our group and the safe haven. He
Hmm.
is the connection that makes them want to go. He's like, this isn't right. I've been here a long time. My friends are no longer here. I got to show you something, Thomas. We can go somewhere else. We can go somewhere safe. And so he's that kind of like connection for them, but the book version, it's so wild.
Yeah, they meet him differently.
So wild. It was a choice. I'm fine with it. He don't need to be the main character for me in the movie, but it's wild.
Wouldn't mind knowing more about Eric. I wish he talked more about his time being in there before they showed up, if they were
Yeah.
gonna go that route. Um, and, like, maybe if they had gone that route, maybe he would have been able to tell them, like, like, "I know what's out there because of whatever happened." Like, they could just
He
make something up,
it's
like, "I got away and they brought me back," or you know what I
it's
mean? Anything.
truly it's truly one of those situations where if you read the book, you know his background story.
Yeah,
And you just kinda, like, piece it in there. You're like, "He's different than the book, but I know where he comes from." And we'll talk about it because I have a whole segment just on Aries.
okay. Perfect.
Brenda and Aries.
So, obviously, Aidan Gillen plays Jansen, and Aidan Gillen plays the best,
Evil
like,
guy.
villain. Yeah, he's not even, like, a main villain. He just plays the best, like, henchman, bad guy.
Yes,
Littlefinger is the
henchman.
perfect
True.
example because okay, as much as people say they hated him throughout the entire time
You
everyone was
love
watching Game
him.
of Thrones, I love
Yeah.
Littlefinger. I was like, "That guy's smart. He's very manipulative. He's very charismatic."
Mhm.
He had everyone wrapped around his little finger
Mhm. Mhm.
the entire time up until this scene right here
Mhm.
behind me, and so when you told me he was in it, I was like, "Oh my god." And then him playing Jansen is perfect because he has that
He's made
charismatic.
for it. Totally
Yeah,
made
like,
for it.
because when they're in the movie, when it first shows him, he's, like, introducing them to what's going on. He's like,
He
"This is the
pretends to be
place, it's
good.
super cool." Yeah, and he almost gets them until Ares shows up, and Ares is like, it's
Mhm.
actually not real." And then as soon as he knows he's lost it, he's like, "Alright, then I'm just gonna fucking I don't give
Yeah,
a I'm
I'm
not gonna
really
hide
evil.
it anymore. I'm
Mhm.
going to try and get them." So, I think he played perfect, loved it, loved everything about it. See, okay, Rosa Salazar, I don't have an issue with her. I have an issue with the character Brenda because it's like, honey,
She's, like, finally a good-looking guy.
because at first I thought in the movie, at first I thought her and Jorge had a thing. And then I was like, "He's a little too old for you, honey." And then she was, like, giving Thomas looks and shit, and I said,
The first thing she says to him is, like, "Jorge wants to meet you," and she's like, "And I can see why," or whatever she says, and
yeah,
it's
she, like,
like
made a sly comment, and I said, "Honey, he is not
even
no."
they were all like remember even Teresa was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and, like, I don't even like
Me
Teresa,
either.
and I don't like Brenda.
Me either.
I want Thomas to be with Minho so bad.
Just be with your
I'm
guys. Just
shipping it.
be with
Just
the
be with
crew.
the friends, dude.
You don't
You
need
don't
a
need a girl
lady.
in an apocalyptic time. I'm
No.
just saying there's nothing going for
Like,
you
it's
there.
wild. What are you gonna do?
Literally. So I don't know. The no shame to the actress at all. She did good at playing a character. If you can hate a character, the actor is doing well. And
Yeah.
I hated the character. So yeah.
I completely agree with everything you just said. Out of these 4 new characters, is Jorge your favorite?
Yeah, I will say Jorge is my
Does it
favorite.
go
Jansen is a
Jorge,
close second.
Jansen, Aries,
Aries,
Brenda?
Brenda.
That's the same with me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Scorch. We gotta talk about the zombies, okay?
The
Because 'Cause I'm
cranks.
sure you were like, "What the
That was
fuck?"
really scary. I was like, yo, when they were in the mall,
Okay,
I said, honey, I jumped. Cause I was like, yeah, what the hell?
so my question is, okay, so in the books, the Cranks are more tragic diseased humans, while in the movie they're more rage zombies, kind of like World War Z type shit. That's how
Yeah.
they're fast as
Like,
fuck.
they are not Walking Dead
No,
zombies. They
they're
are
fast.
100% World War Z zombies.
Do you love it? Do you love the zombies? Do you think it adds something like more dangerous? Like what? Because in some movies you have YA dystopia and you add things in it, and you're just like, okay, okay. This one, it's the zombies, but you know from the first one that in the very beginning of the movie, it tells you like there was an incident, right? A flare, and
Mhm.
the sun did what it did, and the disease it infected people, and then there's those who are immune. So you know there's something like that in the midst, but to actually see the zombies is kind of like, whoa.
I actually really like the concept of it because it's not just zombies and it's not just the environment that they have to deal with. It's a combination of both and it adds like that risk that I feel like a lot of dystopian books are missing,
Yeah.
especially if it's like an apocalyptic world because you have
Mhm.
disease. Like it's as weird as it sounds, it's a very realistic dystopian. If you honestly quite like, if you really think about it, it's very like hundreds and hundreds of years from now that could be a real thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because like the elements as to why I Dashner does such a good job.
Yeah,
I
for the
think just the
time.
concept is just so good.
Yeah, for sure. And I think during the movie, did I mention I was like, "These zombies, like, it's giving, like, The Last of Us," and you haven't
Yes,
seen it, but how they're connected up against that wall, and it's, like,
when they were in,
spory,
like,
and
the,
it's, like
sewer.
yeah, it's, like,
Mhm.
spory, and it's, like, coming out, and it was very The Last of Us, and I was like, "This is wild." Those creep me out. I get goosebumps every time because the little, like, spores,
Yeah,
like,
I
I
don't like them
can't
either.
handle it. Like, I have goosebumps right now, and it grosses me out.
Ew.
But I love it. I love a
Yeah.
good zombie. Those zombies ran fast as fuck. Like, all
They
they
were
did girl,
quick.
Tiff was like, all they do is run.
That's really all they do. All they do is run.
Until
They
the very
can't
end
catch a break.
When Thomas is
Yeah.
like, "I'm done running."
Literally, he's like, "I can't do this no more." Like, same, because what the hell? They get to the mall. They're like, "Okay, cool, we can collect
Chill.
ourselves, get some stuff." Nope, just kidding, getting chased, and then they stopped, and they're like, "Okay, cool, we can chill." Nope, homeboy was about to die, and then they're like, "Cool." They travel. It's just a nonstop, like, just
Run.
constant, and
Just run.
honestly,
The
I love it.
lightning, run.
Yeah. Oh, the lightning scene is crazy. When
I
Minho
know you truly did not
I
expect it. You're like, "Well,
I
what the
wasn't
fuck?"
expecting it to be the way that it was, and it was
Yeah.
so good, but the visuals were really good too, I must
Yeah.
say. I don't know if we're gonna talk about because I didn't go through notes. I wanted this to be raw answers, but when the CGI in the movie was really good, and I know we said it in the first one too because it was darker elements,
Mhm.
and that this movie really challenged what I said because now it's like they're in broad daylight and there is still a lot of CGI and it just looks so good. And then
Yeah.
the lightning scene was just crazy. Listen, I had a heart attack for Minho. Kim will tell you, I literally thought he was gone, like a goner. I was like, there's no
Yeah.
way I
She's
can't
you
handle
know, like,
this because we
"Winston,
already lost
please."
eyebrows. Yeah, it's like I can't. Oh my god, and I'm just left with Dylan O'Brien, and I'm like, "Bro, I can't,"
Mm,
because
I
he's
can't
already
with you.
wishy-washy because he's dealing with Teresa and now Brenda, and I'm like,
I know,
I
he's dealing
have to
with
ship
so
Eris
much.
now because of this, like, I can't.
He's dealing with so much. Well,
Can't forget
okay,
about Newt, I forgot.
they got Newt,
Yeah, love Newt.
who's just always down for whatever Thomas has to do.
No, honestly, I feel like Newt is like Newt, because okay, I feel like Minho is very like ride or die with
Mhm.
whatever Thomas says, and I feel like Newt is like he's the one that questions the decision, not because he doesn't trust Thomas, but because he just wants to understand. And Thomas kind of they have like that good balance of like,
Yeah.
I love you, man, but like let's think about it for a second. Like he's like the voice of reason.
Yeah, and
And
then Thomas is
I
like, "This
love
is what
it.
we have to
And
do," and then
Thomas is
he's,
like, "No, we gotta fuck shit up." And it's like, "Okay.
"Alright,
All
just
right
wanted to give
then.
you a chance to
Just wanted
explain."
to see if you really wanted to do this, but I guess we're really gonna do this." So
Okay, so was there a standout emotional moment for you in this film? So, like, we know in the first film, it was the death of Chuck and Eyebrows that really got you. So,
ugh.
were there any for you in this film? Like, I know the death of Winston really stuck with your daughter, which was
Yeah, I
wild to
don't know
me.
why. She was really invested, and I said, "You didn't even watch the first movie. It's like you just met this guy, like, calm down." Um,
She was really
I
invested in Winston's death, which I was like, I didn't even know really Winston was a character. I was not invested.
yeah.
Um, But was there I mean, and then you mentioned you were terrified for Miho, but was there a scene, like a standout emotional moment for you in this film?
In the end, when they had them all lined up and they were about to take them before they had that final battle, I was scared for the group because they had them all lined up like execution style, and I
Yeah.
said, if one of them gets, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad, and it's not gonna be pretty." So that stands out to me, but I did get emotional. Not, I didn't like cry or anything, but I was like, I felt like I was like, "Oh my god, no." When Minho got hit with the
Lightning.
yeah, the no, not the lightning, when they shot him with the electricity bullet and he got captured, and I said, "He's in enemy territory, we need to save him." And then Thomas was like, "We need to save him." And I said,
You're like, "Run, Thomas, run."
"Dude, you should have just hopped on right on that thing and just started punching people." Because like, man, yeah. And I'm
I
scared
know.
now because I don't know
I know,
if
you truly
Minho
don't know.
is going to be okay. And like I just that whole entire scene, I had anxiety because I was like, who is gonna get hurt? Because I know someone's gonna get hurt.
You're
Like I
like, if
know
it's one
something's gonna
thing,
happen.
James Dashner and Westfall do not care who dies.
Yeah, they really do
Truly.
they killed Eyebrows.
Yeah, and Chuck.
And Chuck.
And
I'm
Winston.
more it's funny because I'm more affected by Eyebrows than I am Chuck.
I think for me, emotional moments, it has to be near the end as well. Like when Thomas confronts Teresa and Teresa's like,
Yeah.
tells her little story and she's like, "I'm sorry." And he's like, "What did you do?" And
Yeah,
he
when
like
he
runs for his friends and
yeah.
those missiles or whatever are going off. And he's like, "Oh my God, I have to save everybody." And he can't. And it's so sad because he knew what they were doing to them. These are his friends. He literally watched them grow up and he was like, "I can't stand by this anymore. I have to protect them." And it just is so sad. And yeah, when Minho got captured at the end, it was
They just
like,
dragged him on there, and I said, "No, honey, let my mans go, please."
somebody
I
else.
When you bring that up, yeah, when Thomas confronts Teresa and he asks her, "What did you do?" 3 times, I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, the betrayal." We
I
hate
know.
her, but he must feel betrayed. Like,
Yes. We
I
clocked
just
it from
yeah,
the beginning, but God,
we
he
really
wanted to
did.
believe her so bad.
He really did, and I think it was Minho that said that he still didn't trust her, or
Mhm.
someone said it, and I was like, "That's why you're my favorite." Like, I think it was him or Newt. One of the 2 definitely said that they still don't trust her, and I was like, "Rightfully so."
Yeah,
Their intuition is very
it's
active,
strong.
so, yeah, that scene, and when he thought that Brenda was in the tent when it was on fire, I didn't care about that. I was thinking more about Jorge because I know he was in there, and I was scared for Jorge because he was like, "Brenda," and I was like, "Jorge." I was like, "What do you mean? That man literally saved all your friends. What do you mean, Brenda?
True,
She literally
true.
drugged you, or she didn't, but she was part of the
She
problem,
took
okay?"
advantage of you,
Yes.
and we'll talk about it. Okay, so do you have a favorite scene and a not favorite scene, AKA cringeworthy, and why was it anything with Brenda?
So since we're on the topic of when they were drugged, entire scene of them at that party. First of all, I can't remember that actor's name, the one that plays the guy they were looking for. I can't remember his name either, but I loved
The pirate, he
that guy.
plays.
Yeah, he
Mhm,
played in Dodgeball.
yes.
Love him, great actor, and I love his character too. Total chaos.
Mhm.
But when they're in the party and fucking Thomas is freaking out, and you know he's freaking out, and from an outside perspective, you'll know he's freaking out. And Brenda
Yeah.
said, "This my time, honey." Like, no,
Yeah, Brenda said,
it's
"This is an
not.
opportunity
No,
and I'm gonna take it." And she took
it's
it in both the
it.
book and in the movie.
Yeah, and he said, "You're not Teresa." Which, by the way, Thomas, you're an idiot because you should be saying that to Teresa too. Like, you're not Teresa. You're not
Mhm.
who I thought you were. He just needs to swear off girls for a while.
Yeah,
Just
find a
saying.
good
Like,
girl. Like, one of
and
the girls that were there at the refugee, those were nice girls.
yeah, the girl that
The
plays
blonde girl
Clary,
or the
yeah, she plays Clary in Shadowhunters, the
yes,
show.
or the
She's
one who
cute.
plays in Game of Thrones.
Exactly. Also cute. Like, I don't
Hello.
understand. Just come on. So that's my least favorite scene because
I
I just
agree.
don't. I hate it. My favorite scene is probably when I think when they were hanging upside down, there was some comedic relief there
Yeah.
because they were just fucking they were all, like, hanging there, and I think Newt says something about whatever, it was nice. It was nice, funny moment. But I liked that entire scene when they were with Jorge, when they're in that compound.
Mhm.
From the moment they meet him to the moment they get separated is a really good scene. I like that entire setup. I like the they don't really give too much backstory, but they kind of do. With like Jorge and Brenda, it shows like what they've been doing. It shows Wicked showing up. Jorge plays the music, which is amazing, by the way. I loved it. The place explodes. Jorge does his hack on thing, goes down the zip line with with all the other kids, and I'm like, this is great. I loved it.
It
So that's
flowed
my
very
favorite.
nicely.
Yes, I loved it.
Um, I it's not a good scene because it's sad, but cinematically, and we talked about it when we watched it. So when Winston dies, he wants to end his life
Oh
because he doesn't
yes,
want to turn to a
I just
zombie.
got goosebumps because that's yeah,
And Newt gives him the gun, and they all say their goodbyes and they say sorry. And there's like a scene. It's the sun is setting. It's just their silhouettes on the sand, and they're walking. There's a good distance between all of them, and you just hear the gunshot, and they stand still.
yeah.
And that scene, the way it looks, the cinematic of it, it's so sad because you know what happened, but it was just so like amazing to see it. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it was so good.
It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Don't
it.
show your daughter.
And Newt is just he's such a great actor. I will say this is the scene. Yeah, just that alone, the instant like they all just stop at the same time and it just
Just because
holds it
they
there.
just realize like what
Yeah,
just happened.
they
Truly
heard it.
realize
Yeah,
what
they're like,
happened. It's
it's
so
so
sad.
this shot is perfect.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing. So kudos to Wes for
So extra.
okay.
Is that my background for when I post on YouTube or what?
Literally, what the hell?
I don't know
Anyways,
what that was.
kudos
That
to
yeah.
Wes for that because
So
that scene is beautiful and I get goosebumps. The minute you brought it up, I got
yeah.
goosebumps. Like it's
It's
good.
not my favorite scene because it is sad, but it's such a beautiful scene. I do like I like the scene in the beginning, and it gives me Fast and Furious vibes, Paul Walker, when uh Dylan O'Brien is running away and he's like, "You're not gonna make it."
But
Little
yeah.
finger, he's like, "You're not gonna make it." And he slides right under and he
Yeah.
turns around and he flips off Littlefinger. It's like
Yeah.
the exact scene in Fast and Furious where Brian, I think, is like running or like fighting somebody and he like flips them off or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he like makes a jump that they didn't make in the car and when he
yeah.
gets out, he like flips them
Yeah,
off.
it's
Yeah.
so good.
It's a good
I love
scene.
that scene. And I love just anything with Newt and Thomas, and Minho. Just those three, the core three. I love everything with them. The obvious not my favorite scene is definitely, I agree with you, the club. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's
just oh
weird.
my god. And then he wakes up and Teresa is like right there.
Yeah, and then Brenda's just sitting there like they
She's
didn't
sitting there
just do
like, you know what we
that.
did.
Yeah, like, okay, we didn't do anything, first of all, bitch. Like, I was drunk.
Yeah.
Second of all, Teresa, how the fuck did you get here?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
wild.
it's a weird scene. I love seeing Jorge beat up that guy, though.
The interrogation of it.
I said,
Yeah.
yes, honey. Show him what you're made of. Do it, lady.
Do do what?
Do it,
It.
lady. it. Have you seen what he look? This is off topic.
Yes.
Have you
Oh,
seen what he looks like in
yeah.
real life? Holy
Yes.
fucking shit, that man.
Do it,
If you're
lady.
listening, do it, lady, because I'll do it. Anyways, sorry.
Anyways, okay, so let's talk about the ending of the movie.
Yes.
So in the movie, it ends with our OG crew getting ready to head out with the rebellion when, shocker, Teresa betrays them and has summoned Wicked, which ends in Wicked showing up, capturing as many immunes as possible, and then Thomas trying to save the day by threatening to blow everyone up. Obviously, Wicked gets away, but not before taking some prisoners, which includes our boy Minho.
Ugh.
Thoughts on the ending? You were like sugar.
I really was because I did not think they were gonna take Minho.
And the way
Honestly,
and then it just ended, and you're like, what the
yeah.
fuck?
I was like, "There's no fucking way." The scene where Thomas is, threatening to blow them up, and when
And they all
Minho and Newt stand
stand.
behind him, I was like, "I love
Brotherhood.
them. I
The
love
the
them."
the
And look at
core.
Teresa. "You feel stupid, honey." 'Cause,
Yeah. She's
like
like, "You promised nobody was gonna get hurt. Shut
like,
up,
shut
bitch. You
up, bitch.
knew.
You're wicked, okay?
You knew.
Literally.
You're
It's
trying to
called
be
wicked.
Elphaba and you're being annoying, so
Ain't
stop."
nothing good about being wicked, okay?
No.
Except for maybe Alphaba, but that's a different vibe. She's not green, so Teresa doesn't count.
No.
Yeah, that scene was really good. I love that scene because it really shows their bond. And I was so mad that Minho got taken. I
I
like
know.
anyone else but Minho and Newt. Like they could have taken Brenda and Thomas could have been like, "All right, let's vibe, let's rebuild." Like you know what I mean? Like he wouldn't feel the need to be like, no, because that's not how Dashner writ Thomas. Thomas
Yeah.
is written
Thomas would
literally
save
to save
anybody,
everyone.
even,
Yeah,
like, if
so
if Fry Pan what is his name? The cook, who's also part of their crew, but, like, I always forget about him.
yeah,
If he got captured, Thomas would still try to go after him, but it wouldn't be, like, as intense as Minho.
yeah.
He'd be
Yeah.
like,
It's
"Let's
I
think about it, but, like, we do have to save him."
Yeah. I hate that it's Minho, but I also love that it's Minho because it's very impactful.
Yeah.
Very, so
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so ready for you to, watch the 3rd one.
I think either you told it to me or I had heard it like, seen it online or something because, my phone is listening to me and it brings up things, especially we're talking about Maze Runner. Eyebrows comes back.
I told you. We'll
Yeah.
watch the trailer at the end of this. We'll watch the trailer.
I want him to come back, and I want him to save Minho.
But you
I
gotta
need
get the storyline.
redemption.
There's story to it,
I know,
so
I need to know how the hell he came back
mhm.
because ain't no way we all saw that spear. We all saw the spear, okay? And where's Chuck then if the homeboy came back?
No, Chuck got shot.
Okay, but in the book, didn't Eyebrows get shot?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's talk about the differences between the 2. So,
Yes.
the book and the movie are very different.
Mhm.
So for Maze Runner, there were differences, but overall, it felt like the movie was a condensed version of the book, right? While Scorch Trials, it's like its own thing. Like it's
Yeah.
wickedly different, but it
Uh,
works. You
yeah,
like what I did right there?
I did.
So the main premise, so I'm going to break it down for you. So the main premise of the book is that the Gladers, which is our core group,
Mhm.
are forced by Wicked to participate in a second trial, having to complete the task of reaching the other side of the Scorch. The main premise of the movie, however, is that the Gladers escape from Wicked and their experiments and end up in the Scorch. So, do you like the idea of the book, The Scorch, being an actual trial that Wicked is putting them through to get to this quote unquote safe haven? Or do you like the movie's version of them escaping into the actual world of the Scorch?
Like, it's hard to
So
say
again, it's
because
its own
it's its
thing.
own thing, yeah, because in the book, I like it because it keeps you questioning on whether or not Wicked truly is good or not.
Mhm,
Um, but in the movie, I like it because it's more not that it flows better, but it's more, like, realistic in the sense of, like, Wicked being part of the picture.
mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know.
You like
That's
them their own,
Yeah, I
right?
like yeah, it the way this is, like, one of the first times that we've done a book to movie adaptation where both were good in its own way.
Way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I completely agree. The the story of the Scourge being an actual trial in the book works for the book. The story of them escaping Wicked and living in the Scorch, it works for the movie. It just it's its own and it works. It's a wild concept.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah, so do I.
Absolutely. Okay, so character difference that we have to mention is Aries. This was like a huge. Okay, so in the book, Aries is another boy who actually helped build Wicked. Okay, he spent his first trial, the maze, with Group B, which was an all girls group,
Mhm.
and he can speak telepathically to Thomas and Teresa because he was part of the Wicked group. Okay, he's essentially Teresa. So Teresa was a girl who got put into an all-boy maze. Aries is a boy who got put into an all-girl maze, both being summoned for the same reason, okay? Well, in the movie, he's introduced as another kid who escaped from Wicked's facility. No telepathy at all, which is fine by us. We don't need
Because they
telepathy.
don't
It's
have
too wild.
Teresa and Thomas don't have it either,
Yeah,
which is a
no.
good choice movie-wise.
There's no Group B storyline. Like, you don't really you know that he was part of an all-girl maze because they mention it, but it just ends that way.
Mhm.
Like, in the book, there's more to it. There's an actual storyline. And like I said, Ares isn't a side character. He's kind of like a main character in
He's
the book.
almost like he's Thomas.
Correct.
Mhm.
Teresa Thomas.
Yeah.
Um,
Teresa Thomas.
he's more of a sidekick than a plot driver. He's still friends with Thomas in the movie, but not central to the betrayal arc because in the book, he and Teresa betray Thomas. They
Mhm.
put him in a gas chamber in the book. Like, he is part of the betrayal. And yes, later on he feels bad about it. And later on he tries to win Thomas's friendship back. And he's just like, I'm so sorry. I did it because Wicked told me I had to do it. Like, I had no choice. Same as Teresa. But I can't see the movie Eris being that way. You know what I mean? So it's such a different route for the character.
Mhm.
And I want to know your feelings about it. Do you feel like if Aries was similar to the book, would it have been confusing? I think it would have been confusing. I think it would have been you can't have both Teresa and could you imagine both Teresa and Aries jumping on that plane at the end with the Wicked?
I feel like even if they went with the book Ares storyline, Ares still would not jump on the with he still
You think he would have
wouldn't.
changed?
I think
He
he
wouldn't
would
have
see
betrayed.
it differently than Teresa sees it. Like, I feel like he wouldn't be questioning it because if they had made him the way he is with the same storyline as the movie, but just book version, I think he'd be more on the side of Thomas than he would Teresa.
Mhm.
Um, and that's just because of the way that the character is portrayed in my head. But I don't think it'd be confusing. I think no, I don't think it'd be confusing at all. I feel like it would be the same as it is introducing a character like Jorge. Because Jorge
Interesting.
is like his own he
Right.
has his own storyline too, you know?
Right.
And Thomas is introduced into his
But
world
then
and they're
it's like
combined.
if you were introduced, let's say Aries showed up, you meet him and he's actually evil like Teresa. And then you have Jorge and you're like, is Jorge evil or is he good? And you have Brenda. Is Brenda good? Is Brenda evil? And then you've got the camp. And then I personally feel like Aries would have I feel like it would have did the movie in a completely different direction. And I think that's why they made Aries the way he is, because I think if they added this storyline, you would have had to stay more true to the book. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
I feel like the only yeah, it makes sense. The only thing that I think would probably make it an even ground is if they just gave him the Aries personality,
Mhm.
um, rather than the Aries
That we see.
storyline,
Mhm.
and maybe, like, he can trinkle in, little things. Like, he
Mhm.
kinda did that in the movie, he kinda trickled in a little bit, especially when he reunited with the 2 girls,
Yeah.
but I think if they just added just a little bit more, Aries' character would be elevated,
Yeah. Because you don't
I think,
really
because he's very
I mean, and
awkward in
this
the
is
movie.
a spoiler for number 3. He doesn't get any a bigger role. He's still a very much a side character and
Yeah,
almost forgettable. It's truly the core of Newt and Thomas Minho.
yeah,
Um, he's not very involved that much. I mean, he's there for a minute. He's got a little storyline that they put in there for him, if from what I can remember, but not enough to for him to have his own character
yeah.
story.
They kinda showed it in when they were at the Red Arm
Yeah,
camp,
yeah, yeah.
and they were kind of chill for a minute, and homeboy was like, "Aries," and he's sitting with his you know what I mean? It
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
shows it's almost like mirroring Newt, Minho, and Thomas with Aries and the 2
The
girls. You
girls.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of almost like a mirror, same story, just
For you
different.
in the movie, because in the book, Aries is Thomas, but
Yeah,
or I mean, in the book, Aries is Teresa,
Teresa.
but
Mhm.
in the movie, you feel like Aries is their Thomas.
I feel like Aries is Yeah, essentially, yeah, they're Thomas because because I wanna know, like, they got out and they're part of the Red Arm, but he was still in there, so he must have done something in the sense of either it like, movie timeline-wise, he must have done something where he
Got
either
captured again.
sacrificed himself to get captured so they can get away, or, they just were separated and he was held at Wicked because he's almost the chosen one like
Mhm.
Tom, you know what I mean? Not the
I
chosen
co
one, but he has that same they
Mhm.
need him. Um, so yeah, I feel like it's yeah, that's how I see it.
I get it. No,
Yep.
I love it.
You're picking up what I'm putting
I
down,
pick
and
it
I'm
up
putting it
and
down hard.
okay, calm down. Don't stomp on me now.
Okay.
Okay, so
Don't stomp on me now.
alright, so we gotta be real for a second. Hmm. The real Scorch trial wasn't the desert, the cranks, or even Wicked. It was Thomas trying to figure out his love life.
I
Because
rolled my
forget
eyes so hard my contact moved.
calm
I
down.
know.
So, because forget the lightning storms, nothing's more dangerous than a YA love triangle. So let's break it down for you guys. You got Teresa, the OG ride or die, who may or may not have stabbed him in the back. You have Brenda, the new girl with the apocalypse swagger and zero time for wicked nonsense. Who really has Thomas's heart, and do we even care? Let's get into
Minho really has Thomas's heart. Let's be
it.
honest, okay? So we are gonna start with Teresa. So she is the OG ride or die. In the book, she's got the telepathic bond with Thomas, which makes her betrayal hit a lot harder than a crank bite. You're torn because you know she's being manipulated by Wicked, but also like, oh, that's your girl stabbing your heart, like literally and almost figuratively. So, you know, and then you have Brenda who kind of just waltzes in, smart, tough, and she's just trying to survive just like everyone else. She's more of the Jorge side of things. And unlike Teresa, she's like real world relatable. She has no telepathic powers, no manipulation games. She's literally just someone who's just trying to survive and has Thomas's back in the Scorch along the way. And in the book, the chemistry is instant. Like you can see why he's conflicted.
Yeah.
I digress. So here's the triangle tension. Okay, so Teresa is the loyalty. She has loyalty, but also betrayal. And then Brenda, she has the safety, but she's also new, so you don't really know the vibes. And Thomas is kind of stuck in the middle.
Triangle.
Okay. Yeah. So he's trying to figure out if he can trust his heart with after, Wicked's mess. And honestly, same, Thomas. Whatever. The triangle isn't just romantic though. It's emotional chaos layered on top of survival. It asks, can you love someone when your world is literally trying to kill you? That's why it's one of the realest Scorch Trials for Thomas. It is. For Thomas, I feel like his priorities are a little faltering because he's like, "Teresa," and I'm like, "Bitch, you're dying. All your friends are dying.
Really? He
There's an
constantly
apocalypse."
he only cares about Teresa, like,
Yeah, and
truly
it's
for a
annoying.
long time.
It's annoying, and I hate it. Yeah, whatever. Sorry, I hit my mic. You can tell I
He
have
truly
feelings.
does, and there's this, like, relationship between Teresa and Brenda and Thomas in the book, and in the book, Teresa does betray Thomas, but she's, like, apologetic about it. She's very like, "They're making me do this. If I don't do this, they said they were gonna kill you. Like, I have
Yeah.
to do this." And Thomas is just feels this ultimate betrayal, like, "No, you don't. Like, stand up. You don't have to do this." And then you got Brenda, who is just like like, "Yo, like, I like you."
Yeah,
And
she's
he's like
like, "Let's party."
and he's just like, "I kind of like you, but you're not Teresa. So what?" It's ridiculous. But
So many unwarranted feelings about the love
I
triangle.
know. I know. I know. Okay. Especially because we praised it so hard in the first book and movie that there was no love triangle. The love triangle, there was
And
no
I liked it
romance.
because with Teresa and Thomas in the first one, it's very subtle, and I wanted it to stay that way. Like, I wanted
And I
it to
told you
keep
in the
it.
first one, I said somebody is introduced and it becomes a thing,
Yeah,
but it's not, it's a thing, but it's not because I feel like Thomas like shuts it down really quickly
yeah,
for Brenda. And then he also shuts down, obviously, with what happens with Teresa. He's like,
yeah,
this isn't going to go anywhere. So I'm done with this. So it's there, but it wasn't like heavy on the storyline. It was
yeah.
underlining. Does that make
It's
you know what I'm
still yeah, it still had an undertone to the plot. I will
Yeah,
say
it
it did
wasn't the
keep
number
that.
one thing.
It just I could have done without I could have done without
I know.
the kissing.
You literally can't handle it.
I'm not a fan of love triangles.
I know.
It's a known fact
Especially when they're both
of mine.
not good.
Yeah, especially when you have a found family like Newt and Minho. Like,
Yes.
I feel like your priorities if I were in Thomas's shoes, I would not be thinking romance. I would be thinking, "Oh, I
Bromance.
have to survive with my friends." Like,
Yes.
I have to keep my friends alive, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna think about who I'm gonna hook up with at the end of this apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like, it's not you know what I mean? So
Yeah. No, I
but it
completely
doesn't make
agree.
me hate Thomas any less.
I
Teresa's a
agree. I
different
don't
story
hate
because of the
him.
betrayal.
I
Brenda's a
don't
different
hate
story.
Thomas either because he's not, like, running I mean, yes, he's constantly concerned, like, where Teresa is. Is she okay? Because that's somebody he's close with, and he has memories coming back from her,
Yeah,
right? And then Brenda, even though Brenda kissed her and he denied her, like, he still cares about her as a human. He's like, "We have to take care of her." Like, I don't care that Jorge and Brenda are not immune. Like, we're not gonna
yeah,
leave them. Like, he is a genuine people per like, he just wants the best for everybody. He
yeah,
doesn't want all this drama. But let me get into the
yeah,
movie triangle, okay? So, movie version, things are simpler and also kind of ruthless. Teresa's role got way darker. No telepathy, no conflicted loyalty. She straight
mhm.
up goes full wicked. Girl, when she saw that radio, you knew. You're
Yeah,
gonna
as
look
soon as they
untuck
showed that, I
Littlefinger.
said, "I clocked what you just did, and I'm
Mhm.
not here
I
for it.
don't
I
like
don't
it.
approve. I don't approve.
I don't like it.
Walk away from the radio."
Walk away and fall down the hole. Thank you. So she's the ultimate obstacle rather than a conflicted love interest, which immediately pushes Brenda into the spotlight. And here's the hot take movie Brenda, kind of annoying. Like, we get
Mhm.
it. She's tough and independent, but she's constantly chirpy, just over talking in the middle of the apocalypse chaos and steals a lot of screen time from the real drama. Thomas and Teresa's mess up history. Okay. Because there's a
Yeah,
lot to unpack with that history. And she's supposed to be the fresh, loyal love interest, but sometimes she just gives sidekick energy with love interest title.
yeah,
Does that like is
yeah.
that how you feel?
That is
She's
exactly how I
sidekick
feel.
and she wants to be a hero. And Thomas is like, back up.
Yeah.
We're the
I
heroes
I
here.
agree. I agree with that 100%.
And Thomas plus Brenda chemistry is obvious, sure, but it's not as compelling because we never get the gut punch of betrayal like we did with Teresa in the book. The triangle in the movie isn't really a triangle anymore. It's more like a line. So you went
Yeah.
from this to like this.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
Teresa equals betrayal, Brenda equals loyalty. Thomas isn't torn. He's just in the movie. He literally is just trying to survive and figure out
Yeah.
who he can trust.
He's like, "I'm not."
This
That's
is
what
the
I love about
difference.
Thomas is because he kind of is in the love triangle, but it's unwilling. Like, he
Yes.
doesn't search it out. It's just happening to him, and he's like, "I'm just gonna go with the flow," but also, like, mean hoe. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
He
very
the book has that love triangle and you're kind of like, where is this going to lead into book 3?
yeah,
The movie is like there is a triangle, but Thomas is like, no, we're going to cut this triangle up and make
yeah,
it a straight line. We're good. I don't care about you. You betrayed me. No offense, Brenda, but like, you're cool. However, we're never going to be a thing. Awesome. I saved your life. Um, I want to kill Wicked and I want to save my friend. Like, that
yeah,
is my goal. And I want to
yeah,
get to the safe place. Like,
mhm.
Thomas has like the right mindset.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of wishy-washy, but now he's tunnel vision to his goal, and he's like, "I
Once
don't wanna deal
Teresa
with this."
betrayed him, he knew
Yeah,
what he had to do. He
yeah.
knew it
He
was
was
over.
like, "I either die right here with this bomb or I kill Wicked." That was his mindset.
I can't. I
I
can't.
can't.
Okay, let's rate it.
Okay.
How many stars do you give the book?
What did I rate the first one? Do you remember?
4.1.
Oh. I'll give this one a 4.3 because
Okay.
I do love Jorge.
I know you do.
I do love Jorge, and I do love Eras too.
4? I think I gave the Maze Runner 4 also.
Mhm.
Um, I do enjoy the book. I enjoy Dashner's writing. I enjoy the way the story is.
Yeah.
It's definitely slower in pace in the fact of there's not as much risk like the movie is, I guess. The movie is very fast paced, which I enjoy. However, the book is still a page turner. Like,
Yeah.
it's good. It's a good book. It's not my favorite. I think the third one is probably. So this one still gets a 4 in my eyes. And I believe that's what I rated on Goodreads, so it's a 4.
Yep.
What do you rate the movie? This is what I'm waiting for. I believe you gave it a 4 last time.
I'll give this one a 4.5 because
As you
I did love this cinematically, it was very pleasing to the eye.
yes.
I enjoyed, and the cranks. I liked the way they did it and how they have different types of them too. Like they didn't
Mhm.
all just look the same. And,
Mhm.
I love Newt in this one. I don't know what it is. He's very enjoyable in this movie, and I think it's because he's like, "Oh, we're finally like," and then they're not, and then they finally get somewhere, and they're like, "We're finally," and then they're not.
No.
So, you know what I mean? Newt just wants to sleep, man. I know
I
he just
know.
wants to sleep.
He's
He
so
just
done with
wants to
it.
relax. He's
I
like,
am not a runner.
yeah. He said, "I did not become a maze runner, and this is why because I don't
Mhm.
I like to garden."
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
he's
seriously.
I love it. So, yeah, I'll give it a 4.5 because I love Newt, and also I love Jorge. I loved his character. Any scene he was in, I was like, "That's my
Made
guy
you
right there."
happy.
And obviously,
Yeah, of
we can't forget
course.
about fucking Littlefinger, dude. I love him.
I love this movie so much. It's so much better than the first one. It
Yeah,
just gets better and better every time. I also give it a 4.5. It's so good.
it is really good.
Everything you said about it, I was watching it and I was just like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to talk about it with her because I couldn't even talk to you about it." I was like,
I know as
"No."
soon as we watched because we watched the movie at her house, and as soon as the movie ended, she turned the TV off and she said, "Don't say a single word. We're going to bed." And I was like,
And then I said, "But can you even?" And you're like,
I
"I
know, yeah.
can't."
She but she, like, was trying to ask me, like, questions to get me to say something, and she would stop me. I'm like, "I don't know what you want from me right now. Do you want me to answer or do you want me to not answer?"
Don't answer. It was so good. It's such a good movie.
It really is.
Let's rate it. Let's
Okay.
put it on our list. So we both have Maze Runner the book and Maze Runner the movie as number 3 on our list. Honestly, rightfully so.
Yeah.
So where do you put Scorch Trials, the book?
This is tough because the ending of a trilogy is always a hit or miss. It's either it's really, really good or it's really, really bad. So, this is a true wild card for me, but I'll put the book at the 2nd slot, and I'll do it for the movie too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh my god. I'm nervous because it depend like, a lot of movies when they're trilogies like this or even just, like, a duology of film, the last one, the ending,
So it's a
it
hit or
either
miss.
hits yeah, it either hits and it's like, satisfying and you're like, "This is a great ending to a great movie, and a great franchise," or wow, I wish I had more from that, and I hated every minute of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's
I
either
know.
or. It's like the Game of Thrones season
Mhm.
finale or
Mhm.
The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug. Like, it's or not
Gotcha.
Desolation of Smaug, but the Five Armies. It's either that good or that bad.
I getcha. I
So,
getcha. So I also put it number 2 in the book and number 2 in the movie because the last one, I don't even want to talk about it. Um,
I don't wanna know because
so
you
do you
say
not want to
too
watch
much
the
about it.
trailer?
I do, I wanna watch the trailer.
Okay, let's pull the trailer for the next one.
What's it called?
The Death Cure.
Stop. It was playing, and I was like, "Stop it, I'm not ready."
All right. Yeah.
We're running out of time. You've seen what's happening out there.
What is this, Mad Max?
We're like Fast and Furious.
Whoa. Newt!
I can handle Thomas. He'll show up eventually.
The turtleneck.
Littlefinger?
They took you because you're immune. of a plague that's wiping out the human race.
No,
It's
Minho.
worth sacrificing to find a cure.
Okay, but
We'll never
Jorge.
stop. So we're gonna stop them.
The last city. Wicked's whole base of operations. It's the Lions Den, hermano.
That's where we're going.
3
Hermano.
and behind walls,
Yeah.
trying to break
Love
out.
it.
Now we're trying to break back in. All right, I get shotgun.
The world is dying.
Jacket he's got on.
If we find a cure, that's the only way all this was worth it.
That
Do you
bitch.
regret what you did to us?
Yeah.
But I did what I thought was right.
God.
There's no guarantee we make
So you don't regret it.
Well, we started this together. May as well end it that way too.
Hello?
You still care about it, don't you?
Don't lie to me!
Come on.
No.
How many kids do they have to round up, torture, kill? When the hell does it stop?
It stops when we find a cure.
She's annoying.
Thomas, you can save your friends. Or you can save us all.
Please, Tony.
Oh my
Newt. Newt. I love Newt. I don't know. Is this Newt right here?
God.
I'm a fan.
Is that trailer wild?
That trailer is so good.
Wicked.
First of all, okay, from based off what I've seen already from the trailer, I really hope that Newt doesn't die. I
Mhm,
really hope Minho doesn't die because both of them looked like they were about to die.
mhm.
I don't care about Teresa and what she has to say because the questions he asked her and her answers just in the trailer alone pisses me off.
Mhm.
Not sure where Brenda was. Was she the one with the short hair? Because
Yes.
how long has it
Yes.
been since?
Yes, it's
Whatever.
short now. Mhm.
Not a fan of that. Love Jorge still,
Hermano.
always. And hello, the fight between Littlefinger and Thomas.
I
I'm
know.
excited.
Are
Bloody,
you?
bloody Littlefinger does something to me. Okay,
I know.
sickly man. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, so that wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, rate, and leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcast. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at official page to picture for book to screen updates, behind the scenes content, Littlefinger, author interviews, Minho maybe, and more.
Join us next week. We're diving headfirst into The Death Cure, both the book and the movie. Will Minho finally get saved or is he done for?
No,
What's going to happen to Thomas? Will he survive Wicked's ultimate test? And how messed up will his love life be after all this chaos?
no one
Plus-
cares.
Plus, we'll be breaking down all the new twists, the betrayals, and of course, the heart-stopping action. You
Yeah.
don't want to miss it, so tune in next week for all the drama, suspense, and a little romance thrown in. Maybe.
Romance? I'm going to have Newt as my background because him in that jacket,
Oh, and his hair's like
so
longer.
good. Yeah, and he's yelling at Thomas like,
Mhm.
yes, baby boy. It's interesting because of the way I just described him in this one.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be, it's going to have a shift. He's going to be so fed up. Like, he's going to be like, Thomas, listen, I fucking cannot with you right now. I'm excited. Yes, I'm very excited, guys. Thank you all for listening.
Thank
and
you.
until next time, bye.
Hey, Wicked is good.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Newt. That's it.
Littlefinger.
Littlefinger.
Not Teresa and not Brenda.
Newt, Minho, and Thomas Love Triangle. Who said that?
A true triangle.
Who said that? Okay, bye.